Hey guys, welcome to 251 Designs. I'm Corey, and today we're going to get into some fabrication stuff and some upgrades on my 20-ton Harbor Freight press. So let's get to it. So starting out, here is my brand new, not even used once, 20-ton press. I've wanted one of these for a long time because I got a lot of different things I want to do with it. So first off, I don't want to manually pump this thing. I don't want to sit here and screw around with the handle, the jack handle right here. I don't want to sit here and do what I just had to do and get a dolly on it to move it around. Many different things. I want the strength of this thing to not bow, bend, or break whenever I'm using it, especially all the way to capacity of 20 tons. Metal can deform, so we've got some work in front of us with what I want to do. So let's get over here and start looking at what I have already and the modifications we're going to be doing to this. So first, I want some casters. So I ordered some casters off Amazon. I'll put them in the link in the description below. This is the first mod that I want to do just to make sure I can roll it around. If you saw my last video of my welding table, which should be up here somewhere, I need casters. I have a shop that I roll stuff in the corner and I want it out of my way. I like having a big open space unless I need that equipment, so I roll it back out. So casters are a must. Got these casters. They should be the weight capacity I need, not an issue. This thing doesn't weigh too terribly much. It's about 200 pounds loaded down. So we're about to make it heavier, probably about 300 pounds, maybe more after we get all the mods done. But these casters are supposed to be up to 2,400 pounds altogether. So that's the first mod. Second mod, like I said, I'm not pumping this jack all the way up and then releasing it with the handle and everything else. The second mod is an air to hydraulic pump. So this is a Vevor. I got it for about $100, I think. It was either 90 or 100. It was on sale on Amazon. Links in the description. This should fit exactly where I need it. My issue that I'm looking at right now is the pedestal of it does not have screws or holes. So I don't want that sitting there. So as I either weld it to it or I try and drill some holes the same as this, and it might work, it may not. They look about the same width. We'll find out when we get to that. That's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. So other than this, you got the little handle right here. Well, also, I'm being lazy. Well, not lazy. I'm being useful for what I have. I'm not sure if this is going to 100% work with what I've got, but I ordered it and we're going to try it out. And if it works, awesome. If it doesn't, we'll figure another way out. Got a foot pedal. So we don't have to sit there and hold the piece of what we're doing, what we're either pressing or bending with one hand and then pressing this with the other. We can use both our hands to hold the piece of metal, equipment, whatever else right here, and use our foot and pump the jack up or lower the press. So that's another one that I really wanted to do. The last one for right now, which I already have, the other one we have to design, so that's going to be another whole episode, is just a little 3D printed release for the jack. So it works, it slides in, and you just turn it and it releases it. So this one I've already printed. I've printed it a few times. This one is extremely strong. If you need one, find somebody with a 3D printer or buy a 3D printer. They're awesome, they're cheap. I make a lot of things for around the house and in the shop with my 3D printer. I'm not really good at 3D design and all that, but I'm learning, and you can also get a lot of stuff pre-made online. You just put in your design on the 3D printer and hit make and it works. So we got all this. For future, what I want to do is Swag Off-Road makes plating that comes across all your channel and it boxes everything in to strengthen your entire press up so that it doesn't bend, it doesn't warp or anything else while you're sitting there using your press. Well, I have a plasma table, so I'm going to design it. We're going to measure it out from side to side, put some nice holes in it for some dimple dies. We're going to do the top, the middle, and even the sides here. We're even going to box it in with plates on the sides. I have 16 gauge steel right now. I think I have a little bit of 14 gauge. I mean, I have thicker, but as of just a sheet of sheet metal, carbon steel, right now that's what I got. So it's better than nothing, and if I have to, I'll come back and make a different design, but boxing it in is what the whole concept of it is about. I think Swag Off-Road uses 12 gauge, so it's a little bit thicker, but we'll see how this works, and I'm using what I got, so use what you got. It makes it cheaper. Let's start with all these mods and see where we get today. So I've already ran into my first problem. This hole right here isn't big enough. So I gotta wallow this out. I'll take my Christmas tree bit and wallow it out. Well, for where the holes are, this one would line up. It would line up right about here. This back one though, this back one won't. This back hole lines up almost where the cylinder is right there, and it would come straight through where the cylinder is. Well, got the bolts in, both sides, threaded in good, they're in. My next upgrade, I'm gonna have to modify a little bit. This little adapter for this release, it doesn't fit. This cylinder, or the round tube right here, is thicker than the one on the Harbor Freight one. Just by a little bit, but it is, so gonna have to go back through and modify my knob to make it fit. So it shouldn't be too much of a difference to just get that a little bit bigger. Yeah, I grinded it down a little bit before to fit the other one. But what we'll do is we'll just widen this out a little bit in here in the interior and make it work for this, and it should work. So this hole is just gonna get a little bit bigger. Have to measure that up and put it in CAD and then reprint it. This takes about 2 hours, and so that job will be done. So now I'm going to start looking at the foot pedal. We've got this, so we're going to see how this valve works with the foot pedal attached to it, and if it doesn't, then this valve goes away and we'll just use the foot pedal permanently. So this pedal's simple enough. You got an exhaust port right there, then you got an in and an out, or in and out. So what I'm gonna do is, just to see how it works, we're gonna put one adapter on here for in, and we're gonna hook it to the air line coming from the compressor. Then we're gonna have one coming out, and it's gonna go to this and plug into here. If it doesn't work plugged into here, we'll eliminate that and we'll put just a hose to here for right now. and I do have an extra hose that is more of a permanent hose, and we will make it work. So let me start getting everything ready to go and put these together. All right, so pressing this foot pedal down, it doesn't do anything. Why? Because I figured there was going to be this, and there's a check valve in here, so it won't go backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate this valve right here and just hook this line straight to this curly Q line for right now, and we're going to redo this line later, but this is what I got for the time being, so we're going to do that and eliminate that. All right, so we eliminated the valve right there and just put another quick connect. It's temporary. I've got to go back through. I just wanted to see if this was going to work, and we got air coming in. We've got pedal. There we go. Look at that. And it works. So yeah, all right, we have a pedal set up now. So if you're going to do this, you need to eliminate this valve over here, because it does have a check valve, and it is a valve, so you can't do anything with it if you have a foot pedal. Oh, so next we got a couple more things I want to do, but that was my main one, because I didn't want to have to sit there and fiddle fart with holding a handle while I did that. So that valve works better. All right, on to the next thing. All right, well, I got this knob back on. All I did was drill it out just a little bit. The structure inside is so tight that I was able to do that without any structural collapse or anything else with it. It's on there. I'm gonna make another one, but for right now, this does work. So, but we're gonna make another one, and it's gonna be better, and it's gonna have a little design on it and stuff like that. But yeah, on the next video on the press, we're going to do some structural bracing. So we need to measure up, we need to get in CAD, we need to design it, and then we're going to have to cut it out on the plasma and then weld it in. We're going to use structure everywhere. I want to also make a shelf on the bottom for my arbors and any other things I want. And I've got another plan for what I want to use this for later. And I just got to come up with some money, because things cost money. So with this, I'm going to make a more permanent deal with this, because I do want that pedal staying with this, but it's hard to have it just hanging out there. So yeah, the next one is going to be a shelf. So yeah, hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully you see that a couple $100, you can have a pneumatic press versus a manual press, because this little thing takes forever to start. But then also you can have the versatility of rolling it around and locking it in place if you need it. So you're not trying to drag it and it doesn't sit in a corner if you don't want it to, because in all my corners it's full of stuff, and I'm trying to eliminate that. So we got 4 little things on here. So I want to thank you for joining in, and hopefully this helps you out with finding some mods and everything to help you work with your Harbor Freight pneumatic hydraulic press. So yeah, check back soon, and we'll have some more, especially with some CAD, some plasma cutting, and some welding with this. So until next time.